what is interesting is that in the nuclear energy, the cost of the fuel is a very small portion of the total cost of electricity, of the cost of electricity produced by nuclear. This gives you what is the, if we change the uranium price from 50 to 350, sevenfold higher, the cost of electricity produced by nuclear will only increase from 40 to almost 50. It's very simple. Nuclear is not energy intensive. So much of uranium, so much of uranium produce the amount of energy of 100 tons of fuel, of coal. So, having said that, we are faced, not only in Croatia, everywhere in the world, with lack of energy. I've been given by Ivica this table, which, so if it is wrong, you have to blame him. By 2008 to 2020, the lack of electricity in this country, if you consider the thermal power, hydropower, would be about 1,000 megawatt. Somebody has to produce that. Somebody has to produce that amount of energy. So, what is answer? The answer is the nuclear energy, which is reliable, and I'm here now to tell you what Westinghouse has been doing in the nuclear energy sector. In the year 80s, like almost everywhere in the world, except France and a few other countries, and China, and Japan, and Korea, there was no nuclear plant being built. So we Westinghouse had enough time from the 80s to today to design a new type of plant. And this is what I'm going to tell you today about the nuclear plant. So in the 80s, the USA utilities said, hey, let's see how we would like the next plant to be. We have been running 104 nuclear power plants in the States. If we had to dream of the future nuclear power plant, how should that be? Which kind of characteristic? How should that look like? Like you're having a car and say, oh, which kind of car would I see in 20 years? Which is my dream of a car? And they come up with a document which is called UDR, which said, hey, we would like this type of plant, which are these characteristics. And in their document, they addressed the passive and the traditional system. What is a passive system? They say, hey, we would like you, plant designer, to give me a plant, to design a plant, which for 72 hours at least does not, after an accident, does not need any intervention of human being. No operator's intervention. Wow. We were starting from a clean sheet of paper. We said, okay, let's try how to design a new plant which does not rely on what we traditionally have done until now. During an accident, what happens? During an accident, you have to continue to cool the plant and to inject water into the plant. You're losing water. Any nuclear engineer knows that the accident is loss of water. How do we inject this water into a plant which is losing water because of accident? We have active system with pumps, with valves, with the operator in the control room, which sees that there is a decrease in the level of water and opens a valve, he starts the pump which has been designed to work in conditions of accident conditions. So why do we need all that mechanism? Why can't we rely on the law of the nature? Why don't you use gravity? Why don't you use natural circulation at all? You have your system to heat your house. There is natural circulation. You heat the water goes in, cools your, heats your rooms, cools down, and naturally circulates. Why can't we use these forces, these laws that the nature has given to us? And we came up with the passive system. A passive system which, as soon as, if an accident happens, you, the operator, does not have to operate any pump, any valve, any motor. Everything goes automatically, and you do not need the accident pumps, the accident motors, etc. So the utility said, we would like a plant which utilizes passive system, and after 72 hours, the first 72 hours does not require an operator intervention. Okay, we start working on that. We had a lot of time. There was no utility inside which was saying, hey, Westinghouse want to buy a nuclear power plant. We had time. So we invest time and money, and we come up with a plant which I'm going to describe later, which is safer because it's a passive system, which is smaller, modular construction, shorter construction time. So, what is a passive system? A passive system utilizes, I mentioned, natural occurring physical phenomena, gravity. So there are not safety-related pumps. You don't need pumps which operate in case of an accident. There is no safety-related ventilation system. Just a few valves, about 20 valves, which are operated fail-safe and align the passive system, and are triggered by battery power. So we do not need alternate electricity. We just store energy in the batteries, and they operate the pump. And they operate the valves. So today, a traditional plant has, as I mentioned, redundant safety features. When I was a young engineer and I was designing nuclear power plants, they said, hey, in case of an accident, you need 2 redundant systems. Each of them has to be 100% capable of coping with the accident. Then say, oh, 2 is not enough, because if one is maintenance and the other one is not as a failure, then you don't have any safety system. So they said, free 50%. So at least you have to. Then today, the authorities say, we need 4 systems, 4 safety systems. We don't need any of those. We don't need any of these safety systems. We have no safety-ready pumps, we have no safety-ready fans, we have no safety diesel which operate this. Let me give you an example. Think about an airplane. If an airplane was designed with the same safety of a nuclear power plant, in case of a failure of the motor, you would have a spare motor there. Okay? Does not exist today, but if the philosophy of safety nuclear power plant was applied to the airplane, say, okay, which is the accident? A motor doesn't work. We have a spare motor there, which only operates in case of an accident. So the pilot sees one motor is failed, okay, he pushes, triggers the spare motor. If the airplane had the same safety system with nuclear power plant. What have we done? We have our airplane, which in case of the failure of